This is one of those cases that hits you in the gut. Today, we step inside Judge Simpson's courtroom for a deeply emotional sentencing in People versus Jessica Duff. What you're about to witness is more than just a DUI case. It's a devastating story of consequences, responsibility, and two lives forever changed. Jessica Duff, the defendant, comes in having completed her rehab program and ready to pay full restitution in cash. But that's not the full story. You'll soon hear from the victim, Amy Hudson, a woman whose life was shattered in an instant by one reckless choice. Her testimony is raw, powerful, and unforgettable. And while Duff stands ready with apologies, the courtroom is about to feel the weight of what really happened on August 31st. This isn't just a sentencing needs a mirror into accountability, trauma, and the limitations of justice. Stick around. You'll want to see every second of this.
On August 31st, you changed my life forever. You made the decision to get behind the wheel of a car drunk. You drove into the back of my car. I was sitting at a stoplight. Not only did you drive drunk, but you were speeding. I will never forget the sound that haunts me to this day. By throwing me around in the car like I weighed nothing after the pressure of your vehicle blew out the back tire sitting in the driver's seat, which broke, by the way, along with the seatbelt. The airbags burning into me and the pain. I honestly don't remember much about getting out of the car, except for the look on the passerby face. The driver's door was broken. It took both of us to get me out. He stood there with tears running down his face, telling me not to swallow due to the blood pouring from my mouth and face. From my nose and mouth, excuse me. The pain from my left side and hip was worse than pain I'd ever described, that I could not even realize I was bleeding, burned on my elbow. My left hand was completely damaged. I ended up going to the same hospital, to the same ER as you. You did not know it, but I was in line in front of you. As I cried in pain, I listened to you laughing and joking with the officers. Not once did you ask about the other driver or what you did or what was going on. There was no remorse. For nearly 7 weeks, I was on crutches. This did not include the 7 days beforehand that I was completely bedridden. I cannot drive past that street without shaking. If someone comes up behind me too fast at a stoplight, it's hard for me to even breathe at times. You did this to me. You made the choice to drive drunk. The permanent effects from this vehicle accident that I have to live with the rest of my life, just to state a few. I have permanent scars from the burns from the airbags. I will never get to feel what it feels like to put a ring on my wedding finger again. It is damaged to be unfixed. I walk with a limp. I have permanent damage done to the side of my face, to the right side of my face. I have permanent damage done to the left side of my whole body that will never be able to be repaired. After grueling months of physical therapy, which I'm still going through, multiple surgeries, I will never get any of that time back. The only income that came out of this was that I learned one thing about the justice system, and that is that they're not always your friend. The victims are the ones that pay, and the criminals are the ones that are made to look like the heroes. I have fought every single day for my voice to be heard. I have fought every day for the insurance companies, for justice to be served as today, and for you to be sentenced for this. I am asking for the court to give you the highest recommendation can be, including having it be to where anytime you get into a vehicle, you have to blow. I'm also asking for the restitution, which does not even cover half of what I've lost or what I've had to pay for. It's only for what I could find the receipts for of the rental vehicles and for the towing, which is $2,700, I believe $40.21. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I have $2,720.80.
I did not have the amount in front of me.
Oh,
Is the reason why I was saying that. I did not have that. And that does not include, that's only the receipts I could find of the rental. I had a loaner vehicle So that's what I was driving. So while the insurance companies were fighting, I had to rent a vehicle until he could get his money back. And then he proceeded to work on my vehicle. So but that was.
Are you telling me that there's additional restitution?
Yes, there is, but I'm not charging for that because I could not provide the receipts. I only had until May 7th. And unfortunately, one of the places that I rented the vehicles from closed their doors at the end of last year. So I was not able to get the original, the receipts for that one.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you just heard was one of the most gripping and heartbreaking victim impact statements we've ever seen in this courtroom. Amy Hudson doesn't just describe a car crash. She paints a vivid picture of the aftermath, the pain, the surgeries, the lost time, and the permanent physical and emotional scars. She couldn't even wear a ring again on her wedding finger. That moment where she says, "The victims are the ones that pay, and the criminals are the ones made to look like heroes," speaks volumes about how powerless victims often feel in the system. Now, Jessica Duff is about to speak, and this apology better be more than just words. As viewers, ask yourself, if someone changed your life forever in a moment of selfishness, would an apology be enough?
Drunk. The permanent effects from this vehicle accident that I have to live with the rest of my life, just to state a few. I have permanent scars from the burns from the airbags. I will never get to feel what it feels like to put a ring on my wedding finger again. It is damaged to be unfixed. I walk with a limp. I have permanent damage done to the side of my face, to the right side of my face. I have permanent damage done to the left side of my whole body that will never be able to be repaired. After grueling months of physical therapy, which I'm still going through, multiple surgeries, I will never get any of that time back. The only income that came out of this was that I learned one thing.
Is there anything you want to tell the court before I impose?
Same, Your Honor. Sorry, and I'm deeply regretful. I've learned from this. I think about this every single day. I do have complete remorse. I do have complete regret. And I intend to never repeat anything like this experience again.
This is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, AA meeting attendance, and monitored abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, I will place you on 18 months probation. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $540 probation oversight fees, $2,720.82 restitution. That is payable to Amy Hudson, but that is payable through the court. What can you pay today?
We are prepared to pay that in full today.
Pardon?
We are prepared to pay in full today, Your Honor.
Everything today?
Jessica
Yes.
Duff receives 18 months of probation, over $4,000 in fines and restitution, mandatory rehab follow-up, AA meetings, and 93 days in jail suspended except for one. The victim, Amy Hudson, walks away with physical damage, emotional trauma, and a justice system that, in her words, felt more sympathetic to the offender than to her. This case reminds us that one night of recklessness can alter lives forever, and even the best courtroom outcome can never truly restore what's lost. If you found this case as heartbreaking and revealing as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.